channel, and for
today's video we will be talking about
5 things I wish I would have known before breastfeeding or even thinking about breastfeeding. Because
girl, when I had my firstborn, I wanted to breastfeed her so bad. It didn't happen. I was so disappointed. But I wish I knew the things that I know now when I wanted to breastfeed my firstborn.
And so yeah, now that I have my second child and I breastfed her, I want to share with you guys my 5 tips and a little bit of my journey and a little bit of my experience. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you're interested in this video, keep on watching.
Number 5.
Just because your breasts do not feel full does not mean you're not producing. For example, when we think, oh, I'm engorged, I have milk, yes, that's true. But just because you don't feel engorged does not mean you don't have any milk. For example, when I would pump, it was usually, I wasn't always engorged, but I would pump and I would still get 2 ounces off of each breast. So never think that you are not producing just because you do not feel engorged.
Number 4.
What you pump is not the same thing as what baby gets. Most people like to think, as myself, like to think, I only pump 2 ounces. Is she only eating that much? I can honestly tell you that's not what she's eating. She could be eating less, she could be eating more, but don't think that because you only pumped 2 or 1 ounce, that's all your baby's drinking. Your baby can be drinking more and in less time. So don't think that at all. What you pump is not what your baby eats. Your baby can eat more or your baby can eat less.
Number 3. 3 becomes 3.
Baby will sometimes snack instead of a full meal. For example, you're used to feeding for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, let's say all the way to 40 minutes. And for some reason, baby decides to only eat for 10 minutes. It's okay. I can tell you from my perspective, it's okay because babies will snack for only 10 minutes and they'll be okay, they'll be full, they'll sleep, but that's okay because a snack is okay.
Number 2.
Breastfeeding will get easier. I know you're thinking right now, this is hard, this is crazy, what am I doing? Is she even eating? Just remind yourself, it will get easier. You'll start getting the hang of it. It'll start being a routine. You'll start
going with the flow. It'll be natural now. It'll be
something that you're just used to doing. Like, don't try not to give up. I can honestly tell you, it will get easier, and especially at night. I know moms that wake up 2-3 times a night to breastfeed.
It will get easier. It will get
to the point where baby's waking up once or twice, and if you're one of the lucky girls out there, just like myself, baby will sleep through the night after 2 months or after their 8 weeks, and it's okay. It will get easier. Hang in there.
Number 1.
My number 1 tip is never give up. Going back to number 2 where it'll get easier, do not give up because it will get easier. You will get used to it. And you'll just have to remind yourself not to give up. You're doing great. It's a good thing. I mean, obviously, formula is not a problem at all. I do formula. I did formula with my first child, but just tell yourself, if you really want to keep going and breastfeeding, just keep telling yourself not to give up. That will honestly help you a lot.
Bye. This is Faith Mommy's channel.
Say bye.
Bye.